So for this video, we're going to be installing a brand new carpet, some sound deadening, and giving this interior a fresh new look. But first, I've got some updates since the last time y'all saw the F100. We got some brand new SVE 18 by 10 inch wheels with some 275s on all corners. They turned out super nice and give the truck a mean look. We also got the tune dialed in from last time you guys saw. And we got a pretty sweet exhaust setup. This is what it sounds like with stock manifolds through some MagnaFlow mufflers. Alright, so one of the biggest problems with the F100 is when you're driving down the road, it feels like you're driving a freight train because it is so loud in here. It just sounds, it's miserable. My younger self installed all this kill mat, like sound deadening stuff, which I thought was just gonna make it quiet in here, but it's really just for like panel resonance. I've got this old, this is like probably the original mat or something. It's like super brittle and tearing. So I'm gonna pull all this out. I'm gonna order carpet, and I've got some of this stuff that will actually make it quieter in here. It's like closed cell foam. It's like a 1/2 inch thick. I'm gonna lay this stuff everywhere. I'm gonna put it in the doors. I'm gonna put it all over the floor, up the firewall as far as I can, on the fuel tank, and try to make this thing decent inside so it's not miserable to drive and it's actually enjoyable. And I've got a lot of holes. I have no shifter boot, so there's a lot of air coming in here. I made this jank removable trans tunnel when I did the 5-speed in it originally with the small block Ford. It's got like gaps in it that a bunch of hot air comes through, so I'm just gonna try to unjank a lot of the stuff I did when I was younger. See if we can make some progress on this thing. So I just got this trans cover I made years ago out. It's the original floor cut out with a piece of like round tubing that I wrapped around it, and then just put some hose around it and was like, yeah, that'll seal. That's a good idea. It didn't. It's got little tabs down there that mount it from the bottom to make it easily removable, but there is a ton of access to the transmission. I could change the U-joint right here. But I think I'm going to cut all this back out and maybe just make some tabs to just self-tapper through the floor over all this, because this doesn't work well and it makes the hump sit up high and just needs to be done better. So I'm going to get to work on that. So I just got the seat pulled out of this thing, and here's a look at what I've been up to. I got this stuff stuck up here. It actually sticks pretty well, and it's like, I think it's gonna kill a lot of sound. I hope it really helps. I cut the factory insulation off of the firewall there at a somewhat straight line, and then just butted this up to it. And then I ran this up above the transmission tunnel. Don't look at any of that silicone, because somebody snuck in here and did that while I was sleeping, because I said I was gonna unjank this, and somebody came in here and janked it while I wasn't looking. Anyways, I got it put up all under the pedals and stuff, so hopefully it'll kill a lot of sound. Because when I built the LS for this truck, I may have been on a tight budget, so I got the motor for free, pulled the heads off, kind of pulled it apart. I got a cam from my buddy for like $200 or something, and then I was looking for some lifters, and I found some on Rock Auto, and they were super cheap, and they've been working really well actually. Pretty reliable. I just bounce this thing off the rev limiter like all the time, but it sounds like a diesel. The lifters are just so noisy. So instead of putting nice name brand lifters in there and making it right, I'm just going to insulate the cab so much that I can't hear it inside, and it'll be, everybody else in the parking lot will just think it's about to blow up, but I'll just be happy. So whatever. I just got done cleaning all this up. I just used some glass cleaner and a rag and just went over all this after I got the seat out, went over the tank. It looks pretty nice now. I wish it looked that nice on the inside. It may be a little rusty, but you know, that's what fuel filters are for. I'm gonna start laying some more of this down everywhere and get it nice and quiet in here. So So here's some of the stuff that I plan on using to kind of insulate the cab and the F100, and mainly just get the noise down. And the heat would be nice too, because there's a lot of holes where just hot air blows on my legs, and it feels like junk when you're driving down the road. But I got this stuff. It's like kind of like, I think they called it RV insulation, because if you buy this actual sound insulation stuff from like automotive stores, it's like really expensive. So I got 2 rolls of this, and I was like, sweet, I'm gonna have 2,000 square feet, and I paid $60, and I was like, what a smoking deal. And this showed up on my porch in this little box, and this is what the roll looked like, and I was like, that's not 2,000 square feet. So I went back and looked, and I'm just a little dyslexic, and it was 2,000 square inches. So I had to buy some more. I wasn't gonna spend what it cost to get what I needed this. I heard you need like 80 square feet to do the whole truck inside the doors and everything. So order some more. It's a little bit cheaper, and it comes in these big sheets like this. It's a little bit thinner, but it also has the adhesive backing on it, and the stuff feels a lot more plush. So I'm hoping that it kind of offsets the fact that it's thinner, and it soaks up some more sound since it's a little softer. But that's what I'm gonna go with. So we're gonna start lining the truck with this stuff and hopefully make it fun to drive. This stuff sticks pretty good, but I'll put links in the description to the stuff that I ordered. Not sure if it's the best. It's probably definitely not. But if you decide to buy the same stuff I did, it's pretty messy. The adhesive kind of like pulls the material off, and it's a mess. But it better be quiet when I'm done. That's all I know. So I just got done laying the deadening under the pedals and stuff. I used the first kind I bought just because it just seems better. So, and that's closer to the lifters. So good stuff on the firewall, not as good stuff everywhere else. It's a pretty good little sound difference already if I knock on the side that I haven't touched yet, which is already better than factory because I have this kill mat down. I go over to this floorboard. It's a pretty good bit quieter, so I'm hopeful. So I'm about to lay some of this mat on the gas tank. I already did this spot here. You hear the difference? Should help once I get most of it done. But I'm gonna try to show you guys, it's pretty simple, just rough and quick how to do it. So you just take a piece of this mat, peel off the backing to it, and then I try to just roughly line up the bottom so I can use the whole sheet somewhere in there. Then initially you just lay it on there, Kind of roll the top over, just press the whole thing on. Get it down in this crease that's in the middle right here. Just press it all in. And then once you get it to this point, they sell a tool. It's got a little roller on it that you apply it with, and it's supposed to like press these little raised spots down flat, and that's how you know you supposedly have it right. But I bought one a while ago and I lost it, so I'm just using a socket, just laying it on here, just rolling it down. And then you can see the difference there, how that's smooth and these raised spots are still up here. So you just roll the whole thing out and then you're done, and then it should quieten things up. So now we're going to pop this door panel off. There's a screw going into the window crank. There's 3 screws going into the armrest. And then after we pull the armrest off, there's 2 nuts that hold the handle on that also hold the door panel on. And then there's a few screws around the border of the door panel. And then this thing should come right out. These are the 2 nuts right under the door handle. Pop those out. Door handle just pulls right off. It's just got a little tab in there that hits a lever that unlocks the door. Now we just got all these screws around the edge. Now the door panel should just pop right off. Unplug our homemade speaker setup, and that's all there is to it. Oops. So all I'm doing in here is just cleaning all that up in there. Just tons of flat metal. Probably get that debris out of there. But this door's in incredible shape. This whole truck's in really good shape. But, oof, sound like the Liberty Bell in there. With the door panel off, I cut a couple strips of that stuff and put it in there. It's gonna help with the ringing. And then I put 1 strip up top. I was gonna go all the way back there with stuff, but I think I'm just gonna leave it because the big stuff is gonna be really hard to get past the window track there. And I don't know if it's worth it, if it'll actually make that much of a difference. I've got that, and I cut this piece that I'm gonna stuff up in the door, and it'll just line the inside of the door in there. It's gonna help a whole bunch. Got the pad in there. Pretty big difference. You out here? Way better. So while I've got this door panel off, I'm taking the chance to replace this speaker. It kind of rattles sometimes. I don't know if it's the cone or if it's something else, but it's old and not the best. So I got this Pioneer like 4-way speaker out of a rally car that me and my buddy built for another video that's on Rough as a Cob Customs channel. I'll link that in the description. It was a lot of fun to make. But we gutted the rally car out and had these 6x9 Pioneers in there. So I'm gonna throw these in the truck and hopefully it'll be a big upgrade from that one. Well, I was just about to call it a day and my carpet showed up. So I'm throwing this in here. Just pulled the seat belts out. Gonna try to get this carpet mounted up in here. I gotta cut my hole for the shifter. It's gonna be nice in here when I'm done. Got the carpet laid out. It's actually looking super nice. Working on the fitment. I got my shifter hole cut out. I had to cut a little slit for the throttle pedal, and I had to cut the hole out for the dimmer switch. But it's laying out pretty nice. So after I got the floor of the interior finished up and all the sound deadening and the carpet and stuff, I went to take it for a test drive to dinner with my dad. We made it like 20 feet out of the driveway, and it just started starving for fuel. And then shut the truck off, turned the key back on, and the fuel pump is just screaming. So I had this supposedly wall burrow in there. It lasted not as long as it should have. got another one that's also supposedly a Walboro. So I don't know. There's so many Chinese ripoffs of these parts that it's like, you never know what you're getting, honestly. I'm hoping this one's, if it is Chinese still, I hope they made it better. So I'm gonna throw it on and then try to get some more miles out of this rig. So while I'm waiting on some fuel pump parts, got the truck jacked up on some jack stands and I popped the wheels and tires off because since we're going for comfort, it's got a little bit of a vibration. So I'm gonna run these up, get these things balanced. One's already balanced that I did a long time ago, but those aren't. So this is my final product with the carpet. Got the door seals back in. Turned out super nice and it is way quieter in here. Still waiting on a shift boot, so that'll have to wait, but I think it turned out awesome.